Hey guys, I hope everybody's ready for a good new year. I know I'm looking forward to being able to change the electric system here. As I only have 10 amps, I can't run a heater here or an oven with electricity. So I have to heat most of my things with this really old school but pretty cool Russian stove slash oven. Yeah. It hasn't been running for quite some time now, so throwing some newspaper underneath. I have some wood that I broke up earlier. I can't say chopped up because it doesn't really chop. I don't really understand how people chop wood, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. But throwing all this in there, and I'll just light this up pretty soon. So, like I said, electricity. I need to get water running before next year. I'm going to drill a hole in the wall near the floor, so as to get a pipe through, so I can have running water. If I can get running water in here, I can have warm water, and I can use the shower. Because I built a shower in here with some help this year. So far this year's been, 2020 was a crazy year for me. I know it was crazy for everyone else too. But this year I had the idea of buying a farm and starting an NGO to help out people in the countryside in Ukraine. The NGO has been created. Not entirely sure how to deal with taxes and things like that with a nonprofit, since I've never had a nonprofit before, and we're running low on funds and projects with the NGO. But I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm actually using matches. But the NGO exists, and that was hard enough when all the main administrations are closed because of coronavirus. There we go, that should do its work. So yeah, started a business that's also complicated with all the administrations being closed right now. Started the NGO, bought the house. The house wasn't too complicated because that was in August. But started redoing some of the foundation work. Actually, I'll see if I can show you that in a second. Alright. Wasn't able to finish because the, as you can see here, we used fiberglass instead of metal because it doesn't rust, it actually lasts longer. It's also easier to work with, in my opinion. But we weren't able to finish this room because my water pipes froze over. Because they're going into the house at about this height from the ground. So about 1.5 meters. It's what, 4 feet? 4 or 5 feet off the ground. And I need it to be close to the ground and covered with dirt. About 1.5 feet to avoid it so it doesn't freeze. Because it drops to minus 10 degrees here. I'm sure it can go lower than that, but that's the lowest I've seen since I've been here for 1.5 years. So every time I look at a wall, I look at anything, I'm like, oh, that's more work to do. The house here is by most people's standards, this house is unlivable. I luckily am not most people. I'm okay with living in Apparently, I'm okay with living in something like 10 degrees Celsius. It's probably like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. Most people would have a hard time with that, as I can understand. But yeah, that's I'm going to have to change that next year. I'm not even sure I can upgrade this system in this house to anything higher than 60 amps because I'm not sure the town's electric system could handle a house with 60 amps and still run properly. So I'll probably have to set up my own electric generation system and my own kind of closed circuit for generating electricity. It would be nice if I could generate electricity for the entire village. That would be awesome. But first I need to be able to generate electricity for a house, one thing at a time. If we can do it for a house, then we can do it for two houses. If we can do it for two houses, we can do it. It's that's kind of the logic I'm going for with this. If I can figure out a way to run the entire village on self-sustainable energy production, that'd be awesome. Then people wouldn't have to spend all of their time cutting wood all day during winter. So my neighbor was cutting wood for the entire time of the day where I was here. I actually went into the city today. So, yeah. Also had this year's been insane when it comes to my car. Ukraine has a strange law where you can only keep your car with a foreign license plate inside its borders for a year. I've been here for a year and a half. My excuse being coronavirus, borders closing, major quarantines, and not knowing if I was able to cross borders that are over 1,000 kilometers away from my location. So I could leave where I was, travel to the border, try to cross and find out that it's closed and have nowhere to stay. So I didn't want to do that. So I didn't. I was also told by immigration and others that it was fine. I got to the border of Ukraine and Poland, tried to pass over into Poland with my car, thinking it was fine because, everybody knows about the pandemic, right? And the customs agent said, no, you have to go to court. Otherwise, and in court, they'll decide if you're going to pay a hefty fine or give us the car. I'm like, what? Strange. So anyhow, I had that. And then I had a car accident recently where my front door got bent. A Lada Sputnik kind of going too fast on ice, hit the brakes, spun out of control, and hit my left door with his tail light. And I was on the correct side of the road for where I was supposed to be. If he had slowed down and not used his brakes, if he'd slowed down using the gearbox, the accident wouldn't have happened. If there hadn't been ice on the road, the accident wouldn't have happened. But now it's possible that the government will take a vehicle from me that is damaged. That is weird. So we'll have to see what happens. So I might not have a car after February or March. I don't know yet. Everything is kind of up in the air as far as that. I'm getting a new job, perhaps, at least looking for one. I will have a new job or I won't beginning of the new year. So that will be a way for me to fund renovation on the house and investing in projects to grow business in Ukraine or not. I'm not entirely sure. No budget is possible without being able to foresee some form of income. I want to thank everybody for their donations this year. There weren't a lot, but they were enough for me to be able to buy the house at a time when my income was low as well, and my future seemed kind of difficult. A lot of my projects stem from once this house is renovated, I can do this and that. But in spring, so March, April, I want to start the like planting and getting ducks in here. And once I've done enough things, I might have enough work and income to hire somebody, at least part-time to start, to help out with the farm. We'll see. Anyhow, the goal of job creation is still my number one focus. I'm still the anti-corruption guy I've always been. I've categorically refused to use any illegal means to concerning any of my legal cases or any of my difficulties or problems here. So it's not easy, but it's important. And then I realized that the rules are made for people to taking into account that people will fraud. So they're a bit more harsh on people that get caught, even in a normal situation, because they expect people to fraud. And so they're expecting to catch people frauding. So it's an interesting system. I see the same thing in France. So nothing new there. Anyhow, thank you all for your support and your interest in these projects. I hope you have an awesome 2021 and that it's 10,000 times better than this year was. Have a good one.